Your card's declined, and so is your presence. The receptionist's words sliced through the marble lobby as she shoved the platinum card back across the counter. Laughter bubbled from guests in velvet chairs, phones lifted, and whispers sharpened. She can't afford this place. Security stepped closer, ready to drag the elegant black woman out into the night. Calm, steady, unflinching, she folded her confirmation slip. What no one realized was that she wasn't a guest denied. She was the hotel's owner. The revolving glass doors of the Regency Grand Hotel spun open, spilling the scent of polished mahogany and jasmine candles into the evening air. Guests lounged across velvet chairs, sipping champagne as a pianist filled the lobby with effortless music. Beneath the glittering chandelier, luxury was staged like theater. Into that theater walked Danielle Cross, tall and poised, entered with a quiet confidence that turned heads the moment she stepped across the marble floor. She wheeled a single leather suitcase, elegant but unassuming, and carried herself with the kind of stillness that drew glances. At the reception desk, Clara James, the night receptionist, glanced up from her computer. Her smile never reached her eyes. "Checking in?" Danielle slid her confirmation across the counter, with a platinum card resting on top. Reservation under Cross. 3 nights. Penthouse suite. Clara barely touched the papers before pushing them back with 2 fingers. This card declined. Her voice rang out louder than necessary, drawing attention from the lounge. Danielle's brows lifted slightly. "Try again." Clara snorted. "Ma'am, we don't tolerate fake cards or fake reservations. This is the Regency Grand, not the Holiday Inn." A few guests chuckled, phones tilted upward. From a corner, an influencer whispered to his livestream, "They're about to throw someone out at the Regency Grand. Watch this." Danielle remained still. "Run the card again." Clara turned to her colleague, Marcus Lee, the assistant night manager. "She's insisting. Should I call security?" Marcus strode over, his suit tight across the shoulders, his grin polished and cruel. He plucked up the reservation slip, glanced at it once, and shook his head. "System shows canceled. No record of a Miss Cross. Perhaps who booked online with questionable sources." "Questionable sources?" Danielle echoed. Marcus leaned closer, lowering his voice, but not enough. "Look, lady, this place is for paying guests. You want a room? Try motels down the highway. This lobby isn't a photo shoot backdrop." A ripple of laughter rolled across the velvet chairs. Phones kept rising. Danielle's voice was measured. "You're saying I don't belong here?" Marcus smirked. "Exactly. And I'll be generous. Leave quietly and we won't call the police." "Police?" Clara folded her arms. "Fraudulent reservation, fake card, refusing to leave. That's trespassing." A security guard approached, bulk filling the air. "Is there a problem?" Marcus jabbed a finger at Danielle. "Escort her out." The influencer's live stream soared past 10,000 viewers. Comments streamed. "She's calm. They're mocking her. Keep filming." Danielle gathered her card and slip, tucking them neatly back into her coat pocket. "Before you make a mistake you can't reverse," she said. "Try searching your own system again. Properly." Marcus barked a laugh. "I don't take orders from freeloaders." The guard stepped closer. Clara's voice rang with triumph. "Ma'am, this is your last chance. Leave or we'll remove you." Danielle inhaled once, slow and steady. Then she reached into her coat, pulled out her phone, and dialed a single number. She set it on speaker. "This is Danielle," she said evenly. "I'm at the Regency Grand lobby. Proceed with the staff review. Terminate accounts for this property immediately." The line crackled. Then a crisp voice answered. "Understood, Miss Cross. Lockout begins now." The lobby screens flickered. Clara's terminal went black. Marcus's tablet beeped in error. The guard's radio squawked. Code red, corporate override. Clara's face drained. What's happening?" Danielle slipped her phone back into her pocket. "What's happening," she said, "is that you're realizing who I am." Marcus's bravado faltered. "Who exactly?" A new voice cut across the marble. "Good evening, Miss Cross. Heads turned as Elaine Porter, regional VP of the Regency Group, hurried into the lobby. Her heels clicked like gunfire, her face flushed. "I apologize. I was alerted to the lockout." Clara's mouth dropped. Marcus stiffened. You know her?" Elaine swallowed. "Know her? She owns this hotel. Ms. Cross is CEO of the Cross Holdings Group, the majority shareholder of the Regency brand worldwide." The influencer's live stream exploded. Comments scrolled in a blur. "She owns the hotel. They mocked their boss on camera. This is going viral." Danielle's voice remained calm, deliberate. "Thank you, Elaine. You may proceed." Elaine turned, her tone clipped. "Effective immediately, Clara James and Marcus Lee are terminated from employment. Escort them off property. No severance, no references." Clara stammered. "No, please, I didn't know." "You didn't care to know," Danielle said quietly. Marcus's face flushed crimson. "This is insane. You can't." Elaine's glare cut him off. "You're done." Security pivoted. Instead of Danielle, they surrounded Marcus and Clara. Phones captured every step as the two were marched toward the glass doors they had tried to weaponize. Guests who had laughed moments earlier now stared at their drinks. The influencer whispered into his camera. "History, people, she flipped the script. They're gone." Danielle stepped toward the counter, sliding her platinum card once more across the surface. "Now," she said, "check me in." Elaine herself took the card, hands steady. The system glowed green. "Penthouse Suite, Miss Cross. On behalf of the Regency brand, I offer my sincerest apologies." Danielle nodded once. "The suite isn't the issue. The culture is, which is why, effective tonight, we launch the Dignity Initiative. Every property, every staff member, retrained. Every guest, given direct access to report misconduct without fear. Arrogance is no longer welcome here." Applause broke from one corner of the lobby. Not mocking laughter this time, but genuine, cathartic. Staff who had remained silent now clapped softly. Guests raised their phones higher. The live stream crossed 100,000 viewers. Danielle turned toward the audience, her voice steady but powerful. "Dignity isn't optional. Respect isn't negotiable." And arrogance, she gestured to the glass doors where Marcus and Clara had disappeared, has no place in hospitality. She lifted her suitcase and walked toward the elevators. The pianist, who had frozen mid-song, found his hands again, striking a triumphant chord as the doors slid shut behind her. By morning, the video dominated every platform. Hashtags like #HotelBoss, #DignityFirst, and #SheOwnsIt trended worldwide. News anchors replayed the moment when Clara sneered. The system locked out, and Elaine revealed the truth. Investors lauded Danielle's swift action. Guests flooded online reviews praising her leadership. Within a week, the Dignity Initiative launched globally. Mandatory bias training, zero-tolerance policies, and live reporting channels. The Regency Grand, once tainted by arrogance, became a symbol of reform. Bookings soared, ratings skyrocketed. And Danielle Cross? She didn't gloat. In her only statement, she said, "Hospitality means making people feel welcome. If you can't do that, you don't belong in the business." Her calm words echoed louder than any insult thrown that night. If this story struck you, don't just scroll, stand up. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to see it, and drop a comment with where you're watching from, and which moment shocked you most. Subscribe and turn on notifications, because justice this powerful must never be ignored.